Hey guys, what's going on today? Back again, new week. As you can see, I did take a loss today, unfortunately. Got a little bit trapped in my bias today, and I was trading too mechanically. I don't think they were bad trades, like based off my strategy, like they were good, but at the same time, we were very bearish on the higher time frames, and I kind of just ignored that, and it totally burned me, which is expected. I mean, I totally messed up in that sense today. I should have been looking for shorts, and I took two longs today. Both lost 350 bucks. This account's now at 450. This one has about $300 left. This one 450. This one 1,000. This one 1,000. So I'm gonna basically just be risking 250 bucks tomorrow, and if it plays out, it plays out. If not, it's gonna look like we're gonna have to pull another save with PPI on Friday. Um, I hate that I get to this point, and I shouldn't have to. It's just obviously funded accounts. $2,000 isn't really a lot to work with when you try to size up. Like, even trading three micros, like it's not hard to lose $700 in a day. Like, obviously you can say you have better risk management, but I ain't trying to wait around. I want payouts fast, and if I end up losing accounts, it is what it is. So I'm gonna stick with my current strategy. If I ever get down, I'm just gonna wait to PPI, CPI, or NFP. Save $100 in that account. Full port it. If it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, it doesn't matter anyways. And people might say it's gambling, but it allows me to be a lot more risk on when I'm trading, and not have to worry so much about, I don't know, blowing the accounts every week. Like this week we got PPI, next week we got NFP, the week after that we got CPI, right? So like, I don't know. I think it's kind of the method. It's worked for me in the past quite a lot. And obviously I still know how to trade. Like, I'm getting my $150 winning days. And I'm taking big wins on other days too. Um, but yeah, if that's the case that happens, hopefully not, but comes down to it, we will be saving the accounts on Friday with PPI. But yeah, let's get into the trades today. And like I said, this was kind of my target, and I'll show you guys something else that was my target. But this 4-hour gap I wanted to see get filled, but I was ignoring the fact that we were delivering out of this 4-hour gap. We were delivering out of this 4-hour gap here, right? I hadn't inversed that, and we had broken this 4-hour gap here. So overall, on the higher time frames, we were super bearish. Totally ignored that. We also broke this gap here today. I mean, that didn't happen until later on, but we did break this gap here that was holding up very strongly all last week, and we did end up breaking it. So super bearish. But what I was targeting today, I don't know if you guys saw this, but we did have this new week opening gap, very small one, but that kind of was what I was targeting today. And coming into market open, we had London high, London low, New York AM down here, New York lunch down here, and I think that's about it. We had New York PM up here as well as these kind of equal, this bunch of equal highs here. But coming into market open, we get this big push up. Market opens right here. Take out this London high. Like I said, we're still trading within this 4-hour gap. And my consensus was here, if I get rid of this 4-hour gap so you guys can see a little bit better, with this big push up, we had now inversed all of this here on the 15-minute. And I knew we were trading within this one, but this candle obviously had or sorry, it was not that, guys. Sorry, I'm tripping out. It was right here. we had inversed this gap, and I figured we were for sure going to come up to this gap. That was going to be my break even, which we did. And then I figured we were going to push up to this new weak opening gap here since it's literally right there. And that wasn't the case. So we break this gap. And I was just kind of waiting. We got this, obviously, this big push up. I was just waiting for an entry, just some sort of a pullback here. This wasn't like an IFVG setup or anything, but we got a pullback there, and I entered, and my target was just up to this, to fill this here, and that obviously didn't work out very well for me. I got stopped out right there. We did go a little bit into profit on this, and did get very close to getting stopped out there. My stops were a little bit lower than this, actually. It was a 1 to 2. I was gonna make about $700 on the trade, and yeah, it just didn't play out. I figured if we were that close to the gap, we were gonna come up and fill it before we pushed down, and that just wasn't the case. We did respect this 15-minute gap and then continue down. And at this point, I don't know why I wasn't looking for shorts. I was still looking for longs. We did get a very, very fast flush down, so there wasn't really an entry. I saw some people take a 30-second inversion off this right here. There was a 30-second inversion that some people took off this. But I really don't like to take 30-second inversion. That's like really a stretch for me. And then I also saw a lot of people get in a bit later. Let's go back to trading view here. I saw a lot of people get in a little bit later on this pullback here. Like right here after this, we inverse this. Saw a lot of people get here and here and then end up taking a position here and then getting stop break even on this wick, and then it runs right to TP wherever you wanted to target. That was definitely the trade of the day if you didn't go break even here. If you just kept your stops above this 15-minute gap, that was clearly the trade of the day. I don't know. I don't know why I didn't look for that. I don't know why on this next trade I also went longs. And you can see on the 1 minute here we get 1 minute inversion. And I entered another position on this candle here when we got a little bit of a wick into the fair value gap. Again, same target up to here. And my stops were right below this gap here. So it would have been almost a 1 to 3. Mechanically speaking, it's a pretty good trade, but it's a pattern trade. It's not, there is too much wrong with it for me to say it's a good trade. Obviously, it met my setup. We got the liquidity sweep, we got the IFVG, but we hadn't inversed this gap. And for me to wait to enter to up here, we would have already been too far at my target. I would have just ended up taking no trades or would have got a small win out of it. But yeah, that was a complete pattern trade. Not very happy at that one. And I should have just been looking for shorts. We were clear, like looking at this after, we were clearly bearish. And like we even inversed this 15-minute gap at 5 a.m. here to the downside, which I didn't even pick up on. And I was just more concerned about this gap here. So, I don't know, kind of a tough day, kind of a rangy day. Lots of fair value gaps in play. In my opinion, this day could have gone either way. It just all came down to the fact that we delivered down out of this instead of breaking it. So, yeah, not much to say about today, guys. I'm not very happy with how I traded. Like I said, they weren't rush setups or like bad that I couldn't explain them why I took them, but they weren't good setups. So yeah, keep that in mind, guys. Try not to pattern trade like I did today. Like sometimes the higher time frame is more important like than seeing a 1 minute IFEG like that. Like IFEGs happen all the time. They're not always going to play out, and especially when we're super bearish like that. So I kind of got in my own head today, and it bit me in the ass. So like I said, we're still alive, so I'll just be really sizing down tomorrow, trying to make a little bit of money back, and hopefully we can keep these accounts going before PPI, because I really don't want to have to do that again. I hate doing that shit. It just doesn't feel right to me, so I don't know. Tomorrow we do have news. Orange folder at 7 a.m. I mean, that shouldn't really be anything that'll affect the market. And Trump speaking at 6, so that's way after the market has closed, so that's no big deal. Wednesday, no news, so should be a good next couple of days. But at this point, I think we are definitely going to deliver lower, because there is nothing stopping us from coming down to these lows here. At this point, this gap's already been inversed, and everything else has been taken out on the higher time frames. So there's nothing stopping us from taking all this out, maybe even coming all the way down to here before we do continue higher. But man, looking at this, it's been a shitty past couple of months. I haven't looked at the daily chart in a while, but holy fuck, that's bad. That is a whole lot of chop. And for anyone who's like kind of new to trading, like this is what it usually looks like. Either one direction down or one direction up. One direction down, one up, one down, one up. This happened, but like this is like really overextended. We are due for a very big move, and hopefully it's down, not up, because I don't want to be at all-time highs. All-time highs blow, especially when you're trading reversals. Like all-time highs, not good. So we'll see where we end up, but I'm definitely going to be bearish for the next few weeks until, or sorry, not few weeks, a few days till we take out all this and then potentially make our way up higher. This new week opening gap will get taken out at some point. I know it's a very small one, but it will get taken out at some point, and it just wasn't today. So see how the rest of the week plays out. That's going to be all for today. If you guys enjoyed, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.